Our biggest magic trick is making people believe that we are fine. We are trained from childhood, nod here, smile there, hide your chasers, and soon the illusion becomes safer than the real truth. And this is what we have been doing. Most of us live in illusion, beautifully created illusion, the illusion of control, the illusion of perfection, as well as the illusion of looking, strong so that nobody can hurt us. But we forget that every magic trick has a cost. The more world applauds on your performance of illusion, you yourself start disappearing from your own story. And I have learned the most confident I am fine has a lot of story behind it. And that is the real you. So I am Nitika Sinha. I am a talent acquisition leader. It's been a decade. I've been reading resumes for living and also people pretending who they want to be or just pretending to somebody. Because resumes always talk about the strengths. They never show the weaknesses. And I have worked right from consultancies to global MNCs. I have built 50 plus high performing teams. I've worked on 80 plus skill combinations. But what never changed was resume. The resumes look so perfect, beautifully created. Now even ChatGPT can create resumes. But what the resume pages never show you is the sleepless night of that person, the breakdowns, and the almost give up moments. And that's where the real person stays. And we all have a resume in life. One that we show, the page one, and the page two that we hide. And that is what I am here to share with you, the hidden pages of my life. The first page already shared what all I have done, but what I was going through in the page two is what I'm going to share with you today. So the very first illusion of my life started when I was 18-year-old, a small town girl from Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh, and I just completed my biology in 12th, and everybody in my family thought I would become a doctor because it was an illusion. If you had done biology, you become a doctor. But somehow I was not convinced. I was not sure what I wanted to do, but I was very sure that I cannot see myself as a doctor. So I started exploring options. I said that I want to do hospitality. And the moment I explored this, that I want to do hospitality, everybody in my family, the first thing came up, you want to become waiter, because that's the level of understanding they had at that time in time. And I said, yes, I want to do something that feels like calling to me at the moment. I started pursuing hospitality, videos and everything. And it was somewhere or other, I felt like this is what I want to do at least now. I may not be knowing the future. It took me time. I had to do all that drama that we do to, convince parents, bhoo kartal, crying and everything. Ultimately, my father said yes. I don't know, maybe out of fear or maybe out of love. But that one yes at that moment felt like a freedom. And the moment you start feeling that freedom, you feel that, you have won a war because your parents have said yes. The very moment life throws you another challenge, round two. I was 21 when I started working in Delhi. I was all alone. I was staying right nearby in house cars in the tiniest of room, even the smallest of my house bathroom. I stayed there for 2.5 years because I wanted to prove myself that, whatever I have chosen for myself, I'm capable enough to take care of that at the moment. And by 23, another illusion of my parents came into picture. I was married. And married in a family where for 6 months I was in Palla doing all the household work, and somewhere I was lost. I could not see myself. The girl who left home at 18-year-old girl, today she was just wearing that palla and doing rotis. And somewhere I was not feeling comfortable. At the age of 24, I started exploring my career into recruitment. And that's how I entered recruitments, the world of resumes, the world of rejections, the world of rehearsed words. Because everybody there was showing their strength and hiding their fears. And maybe people call it professionalism, but somewhere I felt like it was a protection. They were just saving themselves from all the bad things around. And I think I also lived in that marks for a very long time, laughing to exhaustion, smiling through anxiety, and showing that everything is, in control. And it makes you feel safe. That illusion actually makes you feel safe. However, we don't realize that you start becoming someone that you are not at that point in time. And the more I started asking myself question, is it something that I'm doing is perfect? The more I was able to explore myself. And things were going in the right direction. I was working, I was married, and I was thriving in my career. I was getting promotions. My LinkedIn profile was gaining followers. And suddenly life said, round 3. I was not prepared for a situation that came into my life, and that was my first miscarriage. And all the illusions of my life, the clarity, the confidence, the control was shattered. The girl who was ready to take up any challenge locked herself in room, not for days, weeks, months, but for a year. I was absolutely not talking to people around me. I was complete pain, but I was smiling, I was pretending, I was working. I thought that the biggest illusion that I could figure out was silence equals to strength. But I realized that silence can never protect you. It will only isolate you. It will never heal you. It will only hide you. So I started talking to people around me. I started sharing my pain with people around me, and I realized I was not alone. Everybody said, oh, I also had a miscarriage, or somebody or the other was facing the same thing, but they were not talking about it. I mean, see, we are going through such a painful situation, but you don't have a person to hear about it. We are in a country where we have joint families, where we have so many people around us. But when we are in pain, we have an illusion to look stronger. And that's what I was doing. But I realized I was making a mistake. So I started talking to people, and trust me, I did not lose strength. I gained real connections. I was not feeling disrespected, or I was not looking as a weak person. In fact, I made real connections during the toughest phase of my life. And I felt that I loved myself for a year. If I would have shared that earlier, I would have not gone into that phase at all. And I promised myself that I will become mother. That's what I wanted to. That was my biggest trophy at that point in time. But I'll take my time. I'll give myself time to heal through this and work through this. I focused completely on my career for next 6-9 years, and I achieved a stage. The moment I felt that I am ready, I went for IVF directly. And during that stage also, while I was taking injections in the hospital corridors, the very next moment I used to cry, wipe my tears, and attend my meetings. Again, I was into that illusion for a time that, I need to look perfect. I need to look somebody who is strong. And later, I realized that, there's nothing like strong. We all are humans. We feel that, doing this will make us strong, or doing that will make us strong, but that's not true. Eventually, in 2022, I became mother, and I was so happy. I thought this joy will erase all the pain from past, but it didn't. It added depth to it. I was feeling everything 100 times what I was feeling before becoming mother. Now, another illusion started in my life, the illusion of perfect mother. You need to dress this way, you need to eat this way, you need to look always happy, you cannot complain, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. And trust me, if you have any new mother around you, you can ask them, they can survive for 2-3 years without proper sleep. And proper sleep means 3 years complete sleep. And that phase was one of the most difficult phase of my life. But still somehow I gathered strength because I was not ready to give up. I was not someone who believed that my identity can only be of a mother. I strongly believe that I can be a mother, I can also be myself, I can love my child, I can love myself as well. One day I was a good mother, the other day I was a good employee, and it is okay. You cannot be good at every relation every single day, and that does not make you any less, it makes you human. And soon the picture looked perfect. I was mother, I was gaining promotions, I got Forbes featured, I got 40 under 40, I got my home, I got my car, everything looked perfect. But now I was again lost. Because I realized I was chasing all my life, the right career, the right job, marriage, child, promotion, home, car, but the inner healing was still pending. And that's the illusion of success. Success will give you titles, success will give you that home, success will give you that promotion, but success does not guarantee the happiness inside you. And that was my illusion that was broken. And that's when I realized that, in life, we can plan everything, but you cannot plan your emotions. You cannot plan your happiness. And that is something that you get in very moment. I have broken all the illusions in my life. The illusion of a small town girl cannot go far. Somebody who has been living in a big home cannot be staying in the small home. Career and marriage cannot go hand in hand. Motherhood is all about losing yourself. Silent equal to strength. And the most important thing is, if you want to shine, you have to be perfect. No, you don't. You just have to be yourself. And every time when you break an illusion, you realize that you do not meet a new person. You actually meet the real you, the unfiltered, the unhurried, the unapologetic you who has been waiting all the way along with you to find yourself. And once you start showing up for yourself, you do not need any validation or permission, and also you give others permission to be themselves. And today, as I'm standing here in this talk, I cannot tell you how happy I am, because you all are being part of my full circle movement today. A girl who came at 21 years old, alone in Delhi, stayed here, could never have dreamed that she would be coming back to Delhi as a TEDx leader. Nobody around me could believe that I'll make it this far, and somewhere even I was not sure. But I was sure about one thing, that I'll go after my heart. I'll do everything that I want. Today also, after 14 years of my experience in talent acquisition, I don't know what next I'm going to do. I'm very unpredictable. But one thing is for sure, I do not try to look strong, or I do not try to look perfect now. I only choose to be heard and seen. And today when you go back home, if you look at the mirror yourself, do not look for perfection, because there's nothing like perfection. You may look perfect today, tomorrow somebody else may look perfect, and there is absolutely nothing perfect in this world. All you can look for is peace, and when you find that peace, that is the realest version of yourself and the strongest of all. Because if you can find peace, you can find anything in the world. And illusion, perfection is fragile, they change. But your real, authentic self will stay with you forever. Thank you.